it's Natalie here and welcome back to Glossy Confidential. I'm here today with my next makeup breakdown video and I'm going to be talking this week about my eye primers. If you're not sure what my makeup breakdown is, it's basically I'm going through in detail my entire makeup collection. So I'm not just doing like a makeup collection video that goes on for 50 minutes. I'm going through each particular category of makeup and showing you everything that I've got so I can give you sort of min reviews. Yes, I like them, no I don't like them. And then after a few weeks I'm going to do favourites of like that sort of section. So last week I did face primers and I'm going to link that video and blog post down below so you can go and check out all the face primers I've got. But today I'm going to be talking about eye primers. For those of you who don't know, basically eye primers are designed to put on your eyelids underneath your eyeshadows. So, interesting fact, your eyelids are actually the oiliest part of your entire body. So when you do put eyeshadow on, if you don't use a primer, if you blink and look around, probably about an hour or 2 hours later, depending on the eyeshadow, you will find that all your eyeshadow sort of just bunches up into like that little crease area and it just creases up. Sometimes your eyeshadow just slips right off your eyelids because your eyelids are that oily. So eye primers are designed to put underneath your eyeshadows to prevent that from happening. I know a lot of people already know what eye primers are, but when I was working at Benefit, I was talking to people about eye primers, and that's the one thing that they didn't even know existed or what it did. So that's just sort of information for you if you are new into makeup and you've heard a lot of people talk about primers but not actually sure what they do. So I've got a few here. First thing I'm going to talk about is this one. This is a really teeny tiny sample. The full size product is about this big. It's really it's a good size. It's a good size product. This is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray Eyeshadow Primer. This one says Stay Put Primer for concealers and eyeshadows. This one is designed to go all around your eyes, so you can put it underneath your eyes. You can use it as a base for your concealer, so stop your concealer from creasing as well. You can do this with all of them, but this one in particular is designed for that. It's also a flesh tone colour, so if you have a look at that one, it's actually got colour. This is the light shade. I would personally get the medium deep shade for me, but if you are fair you can use this shade because it is that really nice sort of concealer colour. The reason this is good is because if you have got like really veiny eyelids or a lot of discoloration on your eyelids, this will give you a blank canvas to work on, so it sort of makes the application of eyeshadows, the colour, look a little bit true to pan. Whereas if you have really dark, I know people with really dark skin, the eyelids and usually really dark as well, that will affect how the eyeshadows will look on their eyes. So if you put something like this, it gives you sort of like a blank flesh tone canvas just to sort of start again and help the eyeshadows look a little bit more vibrant and last longer and not crease as well. So that is that one. I do like this one. I feel like it doesn't keep your eyeshadows on or non-creasing for all that long. I find around the 12-hour mark I do start seeing my eyeshadows crease a little bit, but for the most part it's pretty good. You can, like I said, you have got a little shade dark, which is the one that I would buy after I run out of this one. If you are that shade, you can even use that one as a concealer because it has got quite a lot of pigmentation in it as well. So I do like that one. You can get the next one I've got here is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is the anti-aging one. This one is a really sort of thick and creamy emollient sort of texture. It doesn't feel at all sticky, but it does sort of feel really creamy on your eyelids. This is one of those ones that was a bit of a surprise to me. Again, when it dried, I find that it really did make my eyeshadows last a lot longer. Same probably lasting time as the Benefit one, about the 12-14 hour mark, and then I noticed it was creasing a little bit. But for like everyday wear, it is quite nice. It's also got anti-aging properties, this one, so if you are a little bit more mature, this would be a really nice one to put all around your eyes as well. So I do like that one. I put it on top and underneath my eyes as well, just to keep the shadows and sort of just smudge too far down and you get really bad panda eyes. But it's a really good one from Urban Decay. They're really known for their primer potions, and I think they're actually really good. I really love them. I love the consistency, and they do come in various colours, a yellow tone and maybe a pink tone as well. But they are all really good, and I think they last a long time. And I mean, the one thing I find with some eyeshadow primers is that they sort of separate in the tube, and I've never had an Urban Decay one separate on me, so I really do like that one. Speaking of ones that separate, the Too Faced Shadow Insurance is terrible for separation. Like you'll squeeze it out and it'll be half oily and half cream. More oily, just runs out. It just separates so badly in the tube. So it is something that you do need to keep in mind. Really make sure you shake it around or sort of rub it between your hands to make sure that it sort of binds back together. Sometimes it's beyond it and I have had to throw it away. I've got this like a mini sample, I've got this one, and I've got a spare full-size one as well. I don't know why I've got so many of them. This one is a very similar consistency to the Urban Decay one, although I do find that this one is a little bit not as creamy, like a little bit more watery, but it does have a little bit more of a sticky feel to it, so the eyeshadows do sort of stick to it to help it stay. That one, again, that one lasts a really, really long time. It does everything you need. It stops your eyeshadows from moving, it intensifies the colour, and also stops your eyeshadows from creasing. I would say this one is, again, around the 14-15 hour mark. That one makes your shadows last. It's really, really good, even for those really, really creamy eyeshadows that just seem to crease anyway. I find more shimmer shades are the ones that really crease a lot. Like, they're the ones that are really buttery, and the eyeshadow formula is really creamy. So you put the creamy formulation with your oily eyelids, and it just creases. It's a hot mess at the end of the day, but I really do like that one. Like, I like it enough to have a mini tube and a backup as well. I've been using that one for years. Like, I think that's got to be one of my first eyeshadow primers I had years and years and years and years ago when I went either to America with my parents as a teenager. The next one I've got here is the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This one is a bit more of a lightweight, thin consistency. It is like a light moisturizer that you would put on. You rub it in and it's just like a clear base. This one I wasn't expecting to like, to be honest. When I've got the texture, using the ones that I've used before that are a little bit more sticky and a little bit more like creamy and emollient, I found this one just sort of felt like it was nothing on your eyelids. It was just so lightweight. I just thought this is going to do nothing, but surprisingly my eyeshadows didn't crease on it. It lasted all day and it did do everything that it wanted. So I was really surprised about that one. The only thing I don't like about this one is the casing, because it's got that hard case and the doe foot applicator. Like, there's bound to be product wastage and you can't see how much is left. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm running out, but you kind of really can't get out to the bottom, down to the bottom of the tube. There is a product wastage in this particular packaging. If you notice, all the other ones except the Benefit one are all squeezy tubes. That way you can really squeeze out all the product at the end, but this one you can't do that. So I kind of feel that you are getting product wastage, which isn't what you want when you are paying for a high-end product. So if they change the packaging to a little bit more of a squeezy tube, I think it would be amazing. But it is a really nice primer if you want a high-end primer. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Lime Crime Eyeshadow Helper. This is the newly formulated one. The old formulation came in a little tub like this. Now, Wayne Goss raved about this years and years ago. Like, you can see mine's getting a little bit old and drying up there. This is the tub that it used to come in, and then they reformulated it to fit into the squeezy tube because a lot of people didn't like the hygiene issues of keep dipping your finger in and out of a product like that. I sort of had concerns when they did that, because this eyeshadow primer is hands down the best primer I've ever used in my life. It is everything that you need in an eyeshadow primer. This one, it says that it will give you 24 hours wear on your eyeshadows, and I can successfully vouch for that. I have gone to the point where I've left my eyeshadow on for over 24 hours and my eyeshadow had not moved, it had not creased whatsoever, it was still perfect 24 hours after. And that also included a New Year's Day swim. So not only did it last 24 hours, didn't move, didn't crease, the eyeshadows looked the same as it did when I applied it. I also went swimming and it didn't move. Like, this stuff is hardcore, will not move your eye. So if you are someone who finds that your eyeshadows do still crease with all these other primers that I'm talking about, because I'm not saying, look, these are just the ones that work for me. I understand people's oily lids might be 50 million times oilier than my lids, so these won't work for you. But if those ones that I've mentioned don't work for you and you still sit there umming and ahhing, is it worth it? Try this one, because this one will change your life. This one is a bit more of a thicker creamy paste, a bit more of a thicker texture. It has got that stickiness to it as well, so your eyeshadows will stick to it, but it also helps your eyeshadows blend. It's like not sticky enough that your eyeshadows will sort of pull when you're applying it. You can easily blend eyeshadows over it and it will last forever. No joke. I think it is just absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, Lime Crime pulled out of the Australian market. I don't know why. They didn't give a reason for it. You now can only buy Lime Crime through the US website and have it shipped over here, so that makes it a little bit harder to get, but if you can still get it from stockists in Australia, have a look around and get it, because it is amazing. When I saw that one, I saw they also came out with another one. This is called the Lime Crime Eyeshadow Brightener. Now, the difference between this one and this one is just a clear base. This one is pretty much the eyeshadow primer, the same consistency, but it is white. So it actually gives you that blank white canvas over your eyelids. Skin is amazing for people with darker skin like me, because when you do use bright colours, having the darker skin and the darker eyelids can sort of just change the colour slightly on your eyelids, and you're not going to get the colour true to pan. Whereas if you put a white base on, This is amazing. You'll find a lot of people use like the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. Now that creases like an absolute mofo. So pretty much they put made the best eyeshadow in the world, eyeshadow primer in the world, got a white base like the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk and put it into this tube. This is amazing. It is one of the best things I've ever seen a company come up with, because just because of the quality of the eyeshadow primer that is based around, like it will last 24 hours still. Last all day, will not move, will not smudge, will not crease, will not do anything. You kind of need like a waterproof eye product remover to remove these products from your eyes, because it will not move. It is just amazing, and I really, really love those ones. So the rest of my eyeshadow primer collection, I'm going to have a link and more photos and direct links of everywhere that you can get these from down on my blog post below. So go and check that out. I'll have that link below. So that's it really. So come back next week. I'm going to do my top primers. So I'm going to talk about my top face primers as well as my top eye primers, and then we'll get into more makeup. I'm thinking maybe foundations and concealers. That just seems like the next logical thing to me. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a recommendation of eyeshadow primers that you've got that I haven't mentioned here that you think I should try. Have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.